2, 3, 4.
Morning's here, episode 103's near, in the second half of a year that some wish would just plain disappear. But be of good cheer as laughter enters your ears, and the GMG semi-improv episode premieres. Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this, our 103rd episode of the Good Morning Guys podcast, thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we discuss the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I am one of your hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, the judge, jury, and executioner of fake news, spoilers, and Long John Silver's Patrick Novosel.
Don't forget Fall Guys.
Well, we're going to talk about that.
Oh, yes, we are. The
gold medalist,
judge, jury, and executioner of fake news, spoilers, Long John Silver's, and Hexagon and Fall Guys. Platinum the PS4, Patrick Novosel.
Spoilers.
Oh,
Jeez.
Sorry. On his left and my right, the volleyball and beast of the East who can make you laugh in 3 words or less or your money back, Ronnie Johantges.
Hi.
And then our final member of the GMG Quadfecta. He's got music in his heart, Doctor Who on his brain, and La Coretta in his old stomago, the master switch flipper, Marc Boucher.
I'm vengeance.
Are you?
Who's that?
Nobody
Is that,
special.
Concrete
Yes.
Man?
Concrete
That's
Man.
who it
It's
is.
Polka Dot Man.
Polka Dot Man. Oh, did you see that?
Of course I did.
It's hilarious.
Gracious.
It's like a better version of
Oh.
Mystery Men. That's going to be great.
Oh, I don't know. We'll get to
I'm
that.
gonna highly
Let's not get
disagree
ahead of
with you,
ourselves.
but anyway.
All right. Well, I can't wait till we highly disagree with each other. As always, before we jump into what's new news, before we jump into Patrick platinum the PS4, and before we jump into Marc Boucher's
Spoilers
love
again.
for Suicide Squad, The Second Coming, let's, of course, get into a little housekeeping where we offer towels, put mints on pillows, and tip you off to the things you need to know. If at any point during this podcast you are entertained, inspired, or just feel like spreading some love, could you please pause, get on yours or your significant other or a random stranger's smart device, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Stitcher. As everyone in the brother will tell you on podcasting programs around the world, it helps us reach people who may or may not be looking for us. We do have a goal of doing something crazy every 10 ratings and reviews we get, and right now we are still sitting pretty at 45, of course. So if you, your gardener, pizza man, maybe your 2 cats can help us get 5 more, Patrick will shave his beard or drink Long John Silver shake. His beard and his bowels are in your hands.
I'm not going to be here for that. I'm not going to be here for the Long John Silver shake. I can tell you that. I will throw up one.
Put that on a t-shirt. My beard and bowels are in your hands.
That's exactly right. I think it's a great
That's not
visual.
something I thought I'd hear you say tonight.
I do, Patrick would appreciate that. All right. Where was I? While we are happy you've joined us, of course, today, and we prefer you to go beyond listening. So, of course, we would like you to join us on the Discord, which is a cross between a forum, Twitter, Facebook, a little more personal way to connect with us and our listeners, aka joiners. So please check out the link in the show notes on our Twitter page at the GMG Podcast to join in on the fun. And alrighty then, that's all I got for now. I think we'll get away from some business and get into the party. So let's get on to what's new with you, starting with Patrick. Tell us about how you suck at Fall Guys.
Oh, whoa, man.
You're the worst.
Just trashed him on that one. Messed up the name of the game and everything.
I know.
Burn. So when they had announced this game, I think it was at either Game Awards or E3 last year. It might have been E3 last
Was
year.
it that long ago?
That looks like a fun game. It looks like a fun game, just like because it was like they had said something like it was a battle royale in a party game sense, which is basically what it is. 60
Right.
people that are vying for the top spot, and you play rounds, and people get eliminated in each round. And when I first started playing that game, I'm like, I didn't know the controls, the what to expect. I'm falling all over the place. I think there was one time, Lucas, we were playing, and I'm like, how do you get eliminated?
Oh yeah, I saved that
on
video.
This one. And boom, just get hit by a big arm and throws me off the map into the slime. I'm like, okay, well that's how
your
you
answer.
die on this level.
It's a game that answers the questions for you in ways you will not enjoy.
Yeah. So I put a lot of hours into that game, and early on I figured out the mechanics and the just the way the little jelly bean just moves around and jumps, and when to jump, when to dive. I learned pretty much early on. I would say maybe a few hours in, I kind of got the game, and I understood it. So I was just getting win after win, first place after first place, and when I first started the game, I looked at the trophy list because I wanted to see if this had a platinum. Yes, it does. And also I wanted to see if it was attainable. And there was this one trophy. You have to get 5 wins in a row.
Infallible.
And before even starting the game, you're like, yeah, the infallible trophy, 5 wins in a row. And when I first read it, I'm like, okay, 5 wins in a row. That sounds like it's tough. But I really haven't played the game, so I don't know really how tough it is. You get into the game, and it's virtually impossible to get the 5 wins in a row, because
you can't say it's impossible.
Virtually. Yes. So the trophy was 5 wins in a row, and you have to go through multiple matches. It could be anywhere between 3 and 6 matches in an entire game to get to the finals. And with that, there's single player games, and then there's also multiplayer, which are like the team games. So you have to have good teammates, because if you get knocked out, your whole entire team is gone. So if you don't have good players on your team, so your team could be 15 players, and if 14 of them suck and only one's good, then it's like, okay, like I guess we're gonna get eliminated. So it had a lot to do with luck on the team games, but it had a lot of it was skill and knowing when, and strategy, knowing when to jump, when to dive, when to wait, and when to be in first. Because some of the levels, I think it's a DoorDash, the one where you have to jump through the doors and they break open and you have to keep going through. That one, it's better to wait on those, because if you try to jump into a door, it's a very good possibility you're going to lose. So I started learning all the strategies and how when to go, when to climb, which ways to go with the roundabouts or the treadmills, what have you. And so I was getting win after win, and at one point I got 2 in a row. I'm like, 2 in a row, that's pretty good. And then the third one, I got eliminated in a team game. And pretty much a lot of my losses have been in team games. If they're the single player ones, more often than not, I'm gonna either win that one or advance on to the next round. So it was last Saturday, so about a week, 9 days ago, so from the time of this recording, in the afternoon, I played by myself, and I thought I was just going to play a few games, and it ended up getting four wins in a row, which was, I could not believe it. I got to the final, and I lost in the Jump Showdown one. And then the following week on Thursday night.
That's right. I was with you.
Actually, let's go. Let's go back to Thursday afternoon. So I took a break during the workday, during my lunch break, and I ended up getting 4 in a row again. And I got to the final. I got to Hexagon, and I ended up losing that one. So I knew after I got 4 in a row that this is gonna happen. For me, I'm thinking, okay, if I get 4 in a row, this game is tough. I'm gonna continue to try to get that 5 in a row. And not only did I have that support in myself, but I had the support from you guys, from the community, from the joiners, from the Married to the Games family, Spencer, people like that who are saying, hey, you got this, when they're there supporting me, making sure that if I get a win, they're going to help me try to continue my streak. So it was nice, having that support, and that kind of drove me to keep going on it. So on Thursday night, we played for about 6.5 hours, and I had gotten the 4 in a row again during that stream, while Spencer was streaming, and couldn't pull it out. I lost again in the finals, and it was just rough. So played again on Friday night with Spencer and Gibby, I believe, and Tim, and we played for another 6 hours, and none of us got close. I think I might have gotten 3 wins. Might have been the highest that I got. So it was either way. I didn't get them all in a row, but I had a good time with the game. So on Saturday, my kids were gonna go outside and play with their cousins. So I was like, I'll just go inside, play a couple of games of Fall Guys, and I booted up, and then I immediately get a invite from Super Gibby and Ryan, who is, I can't remember his screen name right now, but it was the first time I've played with him. And I was like, hey guys, I'm only on here for a few games, just to let you know. And they're like, all right. So the first or second, I think it might have been the second game we played, it was a hexagon, and Ryan and I were on there, and Ryan had not gotten a win. So he has not gotten a win yet. And it was me and him last on hexagon, and I was 1 level above him. And he's like, it's just me and you. And he's like, I'll jump off. And I was like, wait a second, why are you jumping off? When none of us were on a streak yet. And because if we were on a streak, then we would try to push that person to get to the next win. So none of us were on a streak, and Ryan jumps off. I was like, no, what'd you jump off for? And then Super Gibby's like, Ryan, you haven't got a win yet. Why did you jump off? So he gave me that win, and that started it. So my son comes down, and he's like, hey, Daddy, can I play some Minecraft Dungeons? And I'm like, yeah, buddy, after I lose. So I've started another game, and I win the second game. So I got 2 in a row now, and my son comes back down, and he's like, hey, Daddy, did you lose yet? And I was like, no, buddy, I actually won again. And he lets out a growl like, so
yep, I've gotten that from my son a few times.
I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy. And he's like, hey, why don't you just fall down and not get back up?
And you're like, how about no?
I was like, I just started laughing, and no, I was like, I'll probably lose. It's just an afternoon. Nothing's going on. I'm not trying, and ended up getting another win. So 3 in a row, and my son's like, oh, gosh. So, and he's sitting on the armchair playing his Switch, and his leg is kicking me in my left arm for like the next 30 minutes. And I get another win with that distraction right next to me, and so I get 4 in a row, and I'm on to 5. Well, actually, no, sorry. After I won the 4th one, I was like, I'm streaming it. I gotta make sure I have this for posterity.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Proof. So I threw it up, and I just tweeted out, let you guys know, like, hey, I've gotten 4 wins in a row. If you guys can jump on, cool. If you can't, no worries, because it was just like spur of the moment. If you didn't jump in, you were gonna miss it. So I started it, and I'm like just talking to myself. If you watch that, it was only like an 18-minute stream, and I'm sitting here talking to myself, and they're trying to Gibby and Ryan are trying to get me to win, and they said they're going to give me stuff. I was like, nah, no, don't worry about it. I'll try to I want to get this on my own. And so I get all the way to Hexagon, the last level.
Your arch
and as
enemy
soon as it's
on the streets.
as soon as it's because I think 2 of the 3 4 wins in a row I've gotten, I've lost on Hexagon.
Yep.
So I got Hexagon again, and so I've won, and so far I've won on Hexagon, which was the first round, and then I had 3 straight Fall Mountains. So and Fall Mountain is my game. Like it's hard for me to lose that one. So that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be Fall Mountain, and then Hexagon shows up. I'm like, oh, Hexagon again. Like I've been burned twice already on Hexagon, And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try it. I'm gonna try. This is my heart starts pumping, just like beating. It's so fast and so loud that it feels like I can actually hear my blood pumping so fast. And so I am maybe about 3/4 of the way through, and it's just me and one other person, and I am 2 levels above him. And I'm just doing that like hop to one hexagon to the next. And and I had a lot of room. And Gibby was giving me the play-by-play of the guy below me, because in this, when you I guess die, you can spectate the rest of the field. So he was watching him while I was playing, so I got knew exactly where my opponent was. And he was on the bottom level, and I was 2 levels above him, and I had room, and he also had room. But I had like a route I was taking. I knew where I was going, and this guy that was 2 levels below me did not have the same strategy, and he was accidentally just like cornering himself. And so I'm up there, I'm doing my thing, and then Gibby's like, he's only got 8 tiles left. So I'm just like, that's when he says 8 tiles left, and I have a little bit of in front of me, my heart starts pumping even harder and harder and harder. And all of a sudden, I get that round over, and I get the go to the screen, get my crown, and the infallible trophy pops, and the platinum drops for Fall Guys.
That magic moment.
Oh my! It was a magical moment. And you know what? It was just like, I was just gonna play a few games on Saturday. I just wanted to get in a couple games, and I come away with I would say one of the hardest trophies to get on PlayStation, which is like a self. I feel good about it. It's a accomplishment to get, like getting that digital trophy. But this digital trophy just is tops of any other one that I've ever gotten. This Fall Guys game is fun. So fun that even after I've gotten the platinum, I'm still playing it.
Nice.
Like, there's no more trophies. There's no more goals.
You got to get Ryan that win. Yeah, there are goals. You got to get Ryan that win. We got to get Mark.
There's no personal goals. There's goals. And I said it on stream. I was like, this is going to be a nice change of pace for me. I'm not trying to get the win. I'm going to try to get you the win. I'm going to try to get the group a win, or the party member to win. Because once you get that monkey off your back, you get a little more relaxed. You feel loose.
Well,
I'm like Lucas.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, when I gamed with you on Thursday, and after you had, it was after you had gotten the 4 wins in a row, and then you lost the 5th one, and I still didn't have a win at the time, and so I think it was like right after that loss that you had, I got my first win, and then I got 2 wins after that. Now, of course, one of those I definitely took from Isaac.
Yes, you did.
I went back and watched the tape, and there was definitely enough time for me to wait for him, but I was like, I kind of want the 3rd one, and so I just jumped and grabbed it.
You go back and watch the tape, so I'm in front, you're in 2nd, and Isaac is in 3rd.
Yep.
I am right next to the crown. I jump off.
You're like, I can't reach it.
And then you're like,
I'm like, I can reach it.
Yeah. And then you just took it from him.
And he's like, Lucas, I'm right there. And I'm like, oh, sorry. He got it the next round.
I was going to say, he ended up getting a win anyway, so.
He did.
Yeah, which was good.
He got a second one the next day. But, once you get that first one, you relax. And so I feel like, I can kind of agree with what you're saying, in the fact that, man, once you get it off your back, that monkey, it's just like, okay, this is doable. And I'm sure it was that first few times you got the 4 in a row, you're like, I can do this. And it was still frustrating, and I know it was like deflating.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I've gotten many in a row, like 2 or 3 in a row, like plenty of times, but it's just those team games, and it's that luck factor of being able to get past those team games. That's it's a lot of it is with those is luck. It's a it takes a little skill too, and strategy if you have a group. But yeah, getting that monkey off your back, and it just feels like a huge weight has been lifted off your shoulders once you get that win.
I'm waiting for that weight to lift, because I'm gonna be honest, like I'm super close to being done with it.
So you know what we can do for you and anybody else that we play with is I will watch. I can, because since I no longer need a win, I can just be like sit behind you and watch you. I guess run, and I can give you like pointers, like, hey, don't go that way. Yeah, go to the left. You know, like, and I can kind of guide you a little bit. And I think
like
that might work a little bit too.
Well, you'll have a chance to do that on Saturday if you're there.
Yeah.
Which I hope you'll be there, because I'm gonna be doing a birthday party stream on my birthday.
Yeah, you are.
At 9 Eastern on. I try to shoot for that, doing a birthday party stream on my birthday.
Yeah, makes sense.
But 9 p.m. Eastern time on our YouTube channel. Gonna be streaming.
YouTube.
Yeah, I figured I'd keep it geared at our YouTube channel, because I'd really like us to build that up. In terms of like, pointing people there and building up subscribers and things like that. Which, by the way, if you have not become a subscriber on our YouTube channel, just search the Good Morning Guys on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. We would very much appreciate it. We're shooting for 100 subscribers, because at that point it unlocks a whole bunch of things.
Cool.
So that's what we're shooting for. So please help us out. But yeah, I'm going to be streaming to YouTube on Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Going to play some Fall Guys. I'd like to get a little bit of Apex in, because it's my birthday, and I want to play.
And I'll do what I want.
You play what you want.
And this is the closest thing I get to having a birthday party and hanging out with friends, because of COVID and all that fun junk. So, yeah. So it would be nice for me to get a win on my birthday, but like the more I,
all right, we're gonna practice this week.
Hey, we got.
All right, we're gonna practice from 9 to 11 every night.
The key is
my hourly rate is gonna be waived for it.
Oh, good. Okay, I thought you were about to give an hourly rate. I was like, and I'm out.
You got the GMG discount.
Mark, on Thursday, here's what you do: don't take a nap.
Okay. 10-4.
That's the key on Thursday for us to game together.
Yes, don't
naps.
If you skip a practice, you're benched.
You're benched.
I don't know what that means.
He's just gonna block you.
That's harsh, man. But
that is.
I guess it's the school of hard knocks.
That's right. It's the only way you can learn.
But yeah, it's just each time I play it, like, it's still fun, but like after like 2 or 3 or more rounds of just really getting discouraged, I'm like, I gotta shut it off.
You gotta take a break.
But I've been kind of trying to look at it like, well, it's like Apex. There's some nights you don't get a win at all, but I'm just waiting for that one night where I actually get a win.
Yeah.
So I'll hang on for now, and obviously I'm gonna play it on Saturday night. But we'll see how it goes. But I was actually at La Carreta when you got on and started streaming. And I was like, crap! And we were meeting some family. Like one of my wife's uncles is getting married, and this is the first time we were meeting his fiance. And so I was like, this is really important. And we're at dinner. I was like, I want to be able to watch this, but I can't. I don't want to be rude. And there came a point where like a question came up where I had to look up something on the internet. And the nice thing about
I'm looking that up.
And
I'm looking it up.
And the nice
now.
thing is, Apple and Twitch, I guess, have set things up now with their app to where you can go look at other apps and have like a little mini screen up of the whatever stream you're watching.
Like a pip?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Picture
in picture, yeah. And so I was able to pull up your stream while I was looking up that thing, and had it, and I got in there like maybe like a minute or 2 before you got the win. I was like, yes.
Yes.
You lucky duck. I was so mad that Patrick did it on Sunday. I was having a late lunch with the family. And generally, I try to stay off screens because our whole family does like a Sunday no screen day.
Yeah.
And I saw like I probably saw like a minute after you got the trophy, Patrick. And I was like, I'm so happy and so mad I missed it. But I watched the stream later, and it was incredible. It was fun to watch, and just to see you get the win, even if it was a day later.
It's good times.
Yeah,
good times.
Great oldies.
The new Apex season had dropped on Tuesday, and I played it on Tuesday. But for almost an entire week, I didn't touch Apex because this Fall Guys is just taking over my life, taking over gaming.
Mm-hmm.
I could play so many other games. You know, it's like I had this thing where I wanted to play these other games after I beat Ghost of Tsushima, because I wanted to play Ghosts, and then I wanted to go over and play Marvel's Avengers, which is coming out next week. And I'm like, okay, that's a good time. I could probably play Days Gone and get that out of the way. And then Fall Guys drops and just wrecks everything. And then just throws my small little backlog, not the 175 game backlog that you have, Lucas, but my small little backlog that I haven't gotten to. I could have played The Witcher, but nope, Fall Guys. Fall Guys just like 100 hours in and finally got the platinum, and now it's Witcher. I'm sorry.
I feel like you need probably 500 hours for The Witcher.
Yeah,
basically.
You need a good. Yeah.
What?
It's long, dude.
It's not 500 hours.
Yeah, it's not 500, but it is a big game.
You could mainline it in, I think, 30 hours.
Okay. All right.
You can still do it. You just got to you have to focus. You cannot do side quests. You have to mainline it.
Oh no, people are yelling at you from the road, like while you're running down the road. They're like,
yeah, they're like, hey,
we need your help. Like everybody's just trying to lure you in that game.
Nope, got stuff to do.
Okay.
Blow right by.
That's what I did in Final Fantasy 15. I was like, no, I don't care about you.
That was easy to do.
All story missions.
Yeah, that was quite easy to do.
Yeah.
All right, Patrick, did you have anything else you want to share, or was that the big news for the week?
No. My kids are starting school this week, so that starts on Thursday. So we'll see how that goes, because they're going to be going in school learning. They're not doing the remote learning. So we'll see how that goes and how they do their social distancing. They have a lot of rules and procedures for all the kids, so it seems pretty good. One of the cool things that that we've had concerns about is the kids wearing masks for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, because that's a long day to wearing a mask. When I go to Kroger and I'm wearing a mask for 45 minutes, I get back in the car and I throw that thing off like that was the longest 45 minutes of my life.
Those first couple of breaths after you take it off, though, are just magic. You're like, oh my gosh.
Free air.
On straight oxygen.
Exactly. So what they have set up is what they're going to do is they're going to have separate breaks for the kids. So depending on where they're sitting, they'll be able to take their masks off while they're at their desk, but the person next to them still has to have their mask on. So they're going to be able to take few minute breaks so their mask isn't on their face and their ears all day. Not sure how exactly how they're going to work that. If they're going to count it off like every 4 people, or if you got 1, 2, 3, 4, all the ones take your mask off. All the 2s now you can take your masks off and things like that. I really don't know how they're going to do that, but I know that we've taught our kids that the mask thing is important. So hopefully they continue that, what we've taught them into school, and not fall into the peer pressure of these masks are dumb, and then the kids just take them off just because they don't like them. So that's the one thing that I'm worried about is the peer pressure of kids just taking them off, and then the kids wanting to fit in to take their masks off too. So we'll see. So I'll probably have a better update next week, because they start at so it's weird. So I guess they're kind of like easing into the whole process, and so they're not having the entire school start on Thursday. It's like grades 1, 3, and 5 start Thursday, and then they're off on Friday, and then grades kindergarten 2 and 4 start on Friday, and then they'll flip flop again on Monday, Tuesday of next week. And then next Wednesday, they all start together in the same day. So It's going to be a little feeling out process. So we're kind of concerned, a little worried. But I think a lot of stuff the cool school has put in place and what we taught our kids, I think we'll be good and safe.
Cool.
So, but yeah, that's about it.
Ronnie, how about you, buddy? What has been going on in your neck of the woods?
I have not been playing Fall Guys, that's for sure.
What? I had no idea.
We need to get you a PS4.
I know.
Yeah.
How much are they?
$1 million.
What's my bank account look like?
$1 million.
At this point, no.
Yeah, no. So on the gaming front, I haven't really been playing much outside of Saturday, and I'll get to that part. I did get a text from Patrick over the weekend that the beta dropped, so I did go ahead and download that. I just haven't played it yet for the Marvel Avengers game.
Nice.
Oh,
I think it's over now. Actually,
yeah, it's over now.
Well, I'm gonna buy the game probably regardless of whether I play the beta or not. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So I'll buy it anyways when it actually drops. I haven't done that this past week. A couple things. The first thing is I watched a series. I actually forgot to mention this last week, or maybe I did mention it, but I hadn't finished yet. On Netflix, there's a series called The Umbrella Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Any of you guys seen that?
Yes, sir. Both seasons.
All right. So we got one. So I like just binged through both of the seasons. It was really good. I actually really, really enjoyed that. It was a whole crazy, I won't spoil it for anybody. It reminded me of X-Men.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Just
that.
The whole feel of it. There's, the older guy kind of, who was the father, and then, everybody has their own superpowers and stuff like that. So, but it was a really cool show. If you're looking for that, if you like, superhero stuff, it's a pretty good, it's a pretty good show to watch. It kind of, you looked at them as more, I guess, human than like superheroes.
Yeah.
Just because of their stories and stuff of the show.
And they're so dysfunctional too, because they've got a bunch of baggage.
They're a family. they're basically a real family. So they all, they all have their little rifts between each other, between brothers and sisters and stuff. So, but it was an awesome show. I did not expect, I guess, kind of the ending and how it ended. So it does have some twists and turns along the way.
Yep. That's always nice.
I just saw a really good meme today. Mark, you're the only one that's going to understand this, but it said, my stress level today is 5 from Academy. And it shows like 4 pictures of 5 of the character, just really angry. Yeah, it was a good one. But no, it was a great show. Like Pat, Lucas, I think you guys will both really like it.
All right.
Don't watch it with the kids though.
I need a time
commitment.
What is the episode length and how many episodes are there?
The episode length is an hour, so
45 minutes to an hour.
45 minutes. Yeah.
So about 2 games of Fall Guys.
Yeah, and both seasons are about 10 episodes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So it's not
Okay,
it's not a crazy amount, and I think it's one of those ones you start watching. First of all, I can't remember how we used to watch shows. Honestly, not being able to watch the whole season would have been the worst.
Yep, week to week.
Yeah,
that's no good.
There waiting, that'd have been the worst.
That's the way Game of Thrones is or was. It's awful.
When my wife and I watched it, we literally binged the entire season in one day, the second season of it.
Dang.
I think Elizabeth and I pretty much did the same.
Yeah.
We did it basically over. I mean, we watched both seasons within a week. Yep. So. We watched a few a day, but it was awesome. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I hadn't even heard of it, and she put it up on the TV, and we started watching it. And it was like, man, this is awesome. So, so I finished that. I did actually start watching The Last Dance. Finally.
Oh,
there you go.
Yes,
better late than never.
I was holding out a little bit. I've never been a huge Michael Jordan fan, actually. So, I was kind of like, I didn't love Michael Jordan as a person, and how he did things, but as a basketball player and as an individual, he may be the most determined individual that has ever lived on this planet.
Easily.
It is a ridiculous amount of determination that he has. So it is really cool to watch, see all those old stories. But that's where I'm at now. I'm watching that. Today I actually had a company come over and pressure wash my deck. They're going to be staining it tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you should have had Patrick do that. He and Mel are professionals at that old pressure washing.
We did the old pressure wash a week and a half ago.
Yeah, you told us about it. That's what I was referencing.
Did I?
Yes.
Yeah, I think. I don't know if you said it on the show or not. Did you?
You didn't? Maybe Discord's running into my brain, but
you
have talked about it.
Somebody knows.
It has been mentioned. I'm pretty sure you brought it up at a show, but
Ronnie, did you get that panel fixed?
Wrong.
We'll have to check the tape.
I did.
Yes.
I did repair the boards this week. So I repaired that before they came over and pressure washed and before they painted. So
nice.
Once they paint, you'll never know that it happened. You'll never know that I'm an idiot. It will look
Covering
very
it
nice.
up.
I'll never know you're an idiot.
I don't know.
Your deck.
Exactly right. It'll fool them.
So Ronnie said on a podcast going out.
This guy looks like he's a smart guy. Have you seen his deck?
If you see the deck and I'm not there, I think they'll think that I'm respectable. But I learned something this weekend that I did not know. So you guys know like the big bumblebees that buzz around, the giant ones?
Oh, yeah.
Like buzz close to, like those have always scared the crap out of me.
Boar bees. Yeah.
Yeah, those have always scared the crap out of me. And it's funny that you say boar bees because the deck was unfinished and it was just treated lumber.
They'll put
and there's
holes
been
in
a
that
couple
baby.
spots. Yeah, there's been a couple spots where they've really like dug in, and we actually flipped those boards over, so you would never know those are there now either.
Nice,
but
smart guy.
Well done.
Yeah. So, but I was out there today and I was like, man, these like carpenter bees are just tearing into this. I don't know what to do. And then there was a big bumblebee flying around, and I was like, no, that's not a carpenter bee though. Until I looked up what a carpenter bee was, and I'm pretty sure there's a good chance that I've mistaked every carpenter bee that I've ever seen for one of those bumblebees.
Oh, really?
They both have yellow on them. As a matter of fact, it's just different. The actual like bumblebee has yellow like on the very tip of his tail or stinger or whatever. They don't actually sting, I don't think.
No.
But they have it on like the very tip of them, and the carpenter bee only has it like on their like up further on their torso. And yeah. So I've been just allowing them to just fly freely and just eat my deck this whole time.
So, like, have you seen this? Have you been over to Ronnie's house?
Yeah, he's letting us all in.
It's amazing what they can do. I mean, it's incredible, those things, dude. They just burrow right in there and just make a huge, huge hole. So I started killing them. You ever have the big can of like wasp like spray?
Oh yeah,
just like foams from like
shove it right in the hole and just spray it right in there.
You could just light them up.
It's like a super soaker.
There's just a huge pile of foam left after I was done with them.
So the craziest thing like that I've seen was I knew somebody that had whenever like a wasp got into their house or something like that, they had what looked like this giant freaking tennis racket, but it was electrically charged.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen those.
We got those in Brazil, baby.
Yeah,
those are the scariest thing ever. Like we had to come up with. We don't just smash them; we have to electrocute them too. Like, are we serial killers?
Oh man,
roast them.
And I can't tell you how many times in the middle of the night I've heard pop, 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 and Mindy's been like using the electric paddle on getting some mosquitoes with it. Scares
have
the
you ever shocked
bejesus
yourself
out of
with
me.
that? I would have to try it.
No, I have not. I've been tempted.
I would shock myself. I would have to know.
Just have to know what it feels like.
Yep.
To be a
so
bug.
I learned what a carpenter bee looks like, which is good in the future because
job.
I have that can I'm ready to go. I'm going to set it on a turret out there, and I will just be out there all night waiting. The last thing I did this week, and it was the most fun, was one of my he is my longest friend I've had the longest. I went to high school with him. He was a grade above me. I think I talked about him before on the show. He's a teacher, and he lives in Kentucky. High school science teacher, and this is the guy I said it's always weird to see like your friends like grow up because you're like no, like you're not a responsible teacher. Like I know you can't be
no
that,
way,
right?
Yeah.
But ever since I think it started in the 8th grade for him. In the 8th grade he collapsed in school, or I think it was during a sport or something like that. He had collapsed, and they found out that he had a heart condition. And what they had to do was emergency open heart surgery and replace one of the valves on his heart. So when they do that, they will replace the valve with a valve from a cow's heart. It's basically the most similar thing.
Yep.
But they don't last as long.
Yeah.
You know, cows don't live as long as we do, so it's able to the valves that they put in are basically able to last about 10 years. That's pretty much, I guess, the average. Sometimes a little bit longer. The second time he had to have it replaced, he did actually collapse, and I ended up getting a call from his mom saying that he had just had the surgery and he was in the hospital. He was fine, but I didn't know. I wasn't with him or anything like that. And then he just had that done about a month ago for the third time.
Wow.
So
wow.
Yeah, so it is definitely something. I've even been like shooting hoops with him and doing stuff, and when he starts to breathe a little heavy or he kind of slows down a minute, like it always makes me nervous. Like it's not he still wants to do those things and he's still able to do those things. Just I'm just freaking out about it.
It's always
but he was this time he had it scheduled ahead of time. They constantly are monitoring him. He's going in to have things checked up to see where it's at. He had told me one of the questions I asked him this past time, I was like, how do you know when it's time? And he just said he starts to get like really lethargic. His feet start to get really cold. The valve in his heart that actually is the one that's bad is the one that pumps blood out. The one that pumps blood in is fine. So, basically blood's not getting down to his feet, which is a crazy thing to think about.
Yeah.
But so he just got back to his apartment. He was actually over at his parents for I think 2 to 3 weeks, kind of while he was laid up, and they took care of him. And he finally went back this past week to his own apartment where he lives. And I texted him like, hey, like you want me to come over? We can like play video games or something. Because this is a guy throughout basically my whole life, we have always had just game sessions. Like when we hang out, I would invite him over and he would come over for the day and we would sit and game all day. Which is basically the only thing that I really want to do in life is just couch co-op, nothing else really. But so I went over to his apartment and one of my other buddies ended up showing up a little bit later, but I introduced him for the first time to Broforce.
Yeah.
Bro. And I have to say, it's probably one of my all-time favorites now.
Oh, gotta be.
I love that game so much.
So good.
Game's amazing.
So the funny thing about that is when I learned it, I remember being like really excited. I was even more excited to tell him like what characters and stuff that he got. You know what I mean? Like he's like, oh no, who is this? And I'm like, oh, that's Chuck Norris, your Walker Texas Ranger right now with a shotgun. That guy's awesome. And it's like every character that came up, and I'm like, holy crap, you got the Predator. I love him too.
Oh, I love the Predator. That's my favorite.
Every nostalgic like hero, is like in that game in some way. So like sitting there with him going through it, we played the arcade mode. There's 64 levels, so it just basically allows you just to go straight through the game without having to do the little helicopter and storyline stuff.
Yeah.
We ended up playing through the whole thing. So we played through all 64 levels. I got back to my house at 5:30 a.m.
Holy shnikes.
I was like, man, the sun is about to come up. I didn't get in bed now. No, we really, honestly, it was a great time. It was a great time. Awesome. And he's one of those friends. And I think Pat, you mentioned a friend a while back, and it's a friend that you can not see for 6 months, and as soon as you sit down with them, it's like you've been hanging out the whole time. Nothing. Exactly. You don't miss a beat. You just get right into it again. So he's like that guy for me. But yeah, it was awesome. He can't really leave the house and go do a bunch of stuff right now. He's obviously like the whole COVID thing. Like the last thing he wants to do is get sick right now. While he's still technically in recovery. Yep. But I mean, he was doing great. He said all the pain was gone, and he was up moving around fine. I would have never known, actually, if he didn't tell me. I wouldn't have known that anything was different.
That's good.
But yeah, we sat and we played through the whole thing. Me and my other buddy Cybert, who I see all the time, we developed this little rule in Broforce, and it's an irrational thing, but it's basically whoever gets on the helicopter is the winner. regardless of how you got there.
Oh.
The helicopter is the ultimate finish line.
You guys keep track of that?
Well, yeah. I mean, just like as we're playing, if we play like 10 levels, I'll be like, oh, that's 4. You only got 2. This is going to be rough. Like, you never keep track of anything better than when you're winning in a game. You know how many times you've won. So we created our own rules, and you know how that game goes. Like, there's a flag at the end. So if a player's dead and they have a life, and you just hit that flag, that player comes back immediately. Yeah. So you know you're coming back, and you're just ready to jump and try to get on that thing. But it could be somebody clears the whole level and then dies at the end. Another guy gets on the ladder, and it's like
steals the helicopter.
I guess you won. There's nothing I could do. But we had to create a whole new set of rules. I mean, if both people are on the ladder, it's the higher person. The higher jump wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
understandable.
It does get a little sticky and argumentative when there's that like elevator you have to get on to win the level. Because it's hard to tell who actually pushed the elevator button if you're both on there. But no, we had a really good time with that. It was pretty fun. It was fun explaining how everything worked. I was like, oh no, you got this spear you can charge up, or this special's awesome. You can throw out this tank, and like teaching him how to play all of it. Like, he loved it. So I think that'll be a staple for us going forward.
Nice.
Sweet.
It's a game that I can always come back to. I mean,
yeah,
that's a fun game to play with friends. With 4 players, I will tell you that game is madness.
Pure madness.
There's never any level left. Somebody always gets a rocket launcher.
The point
is always the person that's new and just continues to shoot it.
And the point is not to win. It's just to laugh and hang out, because you're not
really
going to get anywhere. There's no way. I want to see someone beat the whole game with 4 people the whole time.
You would have to have a strategic 4-man unit to beat the game with 4 players, because everybody has. You know what? You all have friends. And they're all idiots.
Yeah, we all have them. And I think beating that game with 4 people would be harder than the infallible trophy in Fall Guys.
4 serious gamers, it would still be rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was able to go over, have an awesome time with him. I did stay up too late. It kind of like, I had to get up on Sunday morning and fix my deck, I was not feeling great for that. There's no amount of coffee in the world that can save you.
No.
Apparently.
Even if you inject it in your veins, it won't do it.
Yeah, no, it does not. It does not work. But yeah, that was it. That was pretty much it for me for the week. One question I do have: did I talk about the black coffee thing already?
I don't think so.
So I started drinking just straight black coffee. It's horrible.
You manly man.
It is horrible.
It's awful.
Honestly, every morning I struggle through it, but I still drink it because it does help. It's just not good. I stopped putting anything in it, just like creamer. I've been trying to cut back like on some of the stuff that like I basically intake, and that is that's one of those things. So you gotta have it in the morning still, but just black.
So is that like you've kind of insinuated? Is that like a health? You're trying to be a little healthier.
Yeah.
Kind of keep track of stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's good.
I've been trying to drink like a lot more water because I'm horrible for drinking water. Like I realized like Elizabeth will have a water bottle with her for the entire day. Like she will carry it wherever she goes.
Yep.
And drinks, and she's always done it. And I will realize in 2 days that I haven't had any water at all.
Right there with you, man.
This is bad.
Yeah.
This is bad. So, and it does. It makes you feel so much better. Like when you just have water every day, just like a decent amount.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do that, like eat a little bit healthier. One of the things that I don't love dieting. Like I think most diets are extreme and you fall off easily because of that. Mm-hmm. If you make yourself miserable, then you're pretty much likely going to fall off or relapse, however you want to say it. But you ever heard of like intermittent fasting?
Yep, sure have.
So what you can actually do, I've lost like 6 pounds and it's only been like a week and a half.
Nice.
But what you can do is basically I get up in the morning, I'll have a cup of black coffee, and I won't actually eat anything for lunch. And that is hard at first, by the way. That is not that easy because once you get into like a lunch routine, your body needs it every day. So you have to like break yourself of that.
Yeah.
Like at lunchtime, I'll get like another cup of coffee or something, just like something to have, or like a water or something. And then, from like 6 until like midnight, I just try and eat a little bit healthier, but I just eat. So it is effective though. For people that don't like dieting, like it's pretty good. I mean, you're at work most of the time, so it's easier to not eat if you're busy at work.
True.
Right. Yep. Keeps you busy.
But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that. I have learned in the past, like I'm a bigger guy. Like I've always been a bigger guy, and I can drop weight extremely fast.
Yeah.
And I can gain weight extremely fast. So it's one of those things you just have to like watch out for. And then when you get to a point where you're like, all right, I need to do it again. So it is actually getting a little harder as I got older, though. Man, when I was a little bit younger, like I could drop 30 pounds in 3 months. Like,
yep.
You know, so
I did that like the second year of marriage. I cut out all carbs after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and so breakfast, lunch, I'd eat as much as I wanted. But then once 3 o'clock hit, no rice, no pasta, no sugars, nothing that had carbs, only protein and fat. And I lost 30 pounds in 2 months, I think.
Yeah, when I did that, when I lost the 30 pounds, I was eating chicken and green beans, grilled chicken and green beans every single day for lunch.
That's good stuff.
It is good until you eat it for too many times.
Can you still eat it?
Yeah.
Like
now I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do those kind of diets. It just ruins your appetite for stuff.
It did rough me up. I can't, like, I would love to be able to eat like chicken and green beans again, like for dinner, because if I stack that now on top of the intermittent fasting, like I would just like melt weight off. But I'm not doing that. I can't bring myself back to eating, and I fell off of that because I could not stand it anymore. So, but yeah, no, I mean, as we get older, you have to like watch out a little more, which sucks. It's rough.
Yeah.
It's just the world paying you back for all the benefits you had early.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was my week.
Sweet deal.
Cool.
Mark, did you have anything personal you wanted to share? Before Ronnie asks a question.
Wait a minute, are they waiting on me? I was talking when that notification came through, and I only read half of it. So I was like, and it said like one of you guys read this, and I was like, that could be me. I'm not sure.
Well, speaking of health updates and stuff, like I have actually lost 11 pounds.
Nice.
Awesome.
Woohoo!
Look at you.
So, and have been maintaining the course of, basically it's protein, greens, very little fats, and things like that. I mean, I have some. I can't do black coffee. No way. I would die.
That's like an old man's drink.
It is not easy, man. Honestly, I don't even look forward to the coffee in the morning now. Like, it's just like I get up and I'm already kind of pissed that I'm up, and then it's like, oh man, now I got to drink this too. This is ridiculous. It's a horrible series of events.
Let's drink some motor oil. Sounds great.
It does make me feel like an old man though. Like I just feel like a grandpa drinking black coffee.
Yeah, that's probably the most like sugars that I get during the course of a day now is in my coffee.
At least it's in the morning. That's the best time to do it. You have the whole day to burn it off. So
right,
you got that going for you.
So yeah, a whole lot of greens, whole lot of proteins, all that fun stuff. A lot of water. I have started drinking like sparkling water, like seltzer water, just to have a change of pace from like normal water, and I guess it helps when I miss that carbonation from sodas and stuff, that helps out with that.
Yeah.
And these don't have any sugars in them. It's all natural stuff. So, been drinking those, but yeah, I'm maintaining the course.
Cool.
I've lost some weight, so.
Congrats, man. That's awesome. And your beard's been growing, so that means I think you've lost more weight than you give yourself credit for. I think you've lost a cool 15 pounds.
4 pound beard.
Yep, 4 pound beard. Calling it now.
Hopefully beards are not the judge of losing weight, because I, as you can tell with this mustache, I can't grow anything. It's bad. I can only grow like an Amish neck beard. That's all I can do.
Hey, that's still a beard.
Well, have you heard of weighted clothing? Where like some clothes are like, they're heftier, so it helps you do endurance training and stuff like that.
I haven't actually.
You need to wear some chainmail.
Yeah.
Yeah, some big, huge.
Well, my beard works that way.
That does, yeah. That's right. That's a good call. 4 pound beard will take the weight right
neck
off.
Neck muscles are huge.
So, Mark, even though I can't stand it now, one of the really like a decent meal that is actually healthy is chicken and green beans. I used to grow my own chicken, and you can put whatever seasoning basically that you want on it. and then I would just get no salt green beans and warm them up.
Yeah, that's
and
one of those...
until you get crazy and tired of it, then
that's one of the greens I like is green beans. I got a lot of salads and things like that, which I can't have salads
scrambled eggs.
No, I'm not.
I call it again. Doom, doom.
Yep, I'm not Frasier. I had to think of the name.
Good night, everybody.
Well, Mark, we had a question from Isaac Allistic, and I'm pretty sure you're going to want to answer it. He did also address it to you.
I don't want to answer it.
I was just trying to fancy it up, really.
You really have no choice. You have to answer this.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to want to. Like, you've got to be just like bursting at the seams right now to talk about it. But
a little bit.
He says he has one question for all of you, but especially Mark. What were your overall reactions to DC Fandome? And what was your favorite reveal/moment?
So, for those who may not know what DC Fandome is, obviously because of COVID, they've had to cancel.
Would be me.
What's that?
That would be me.
Yeah. So because of COVID, they've had to cancel like all the major Comic-Cons and things like that go on during the course of the year, and that's where a lot of these places make their huge announcements about what's coming their way for like video games and movies and things like that. And so a lot of places are kind of doing their own thing when it comes to like digital events to show people what's coming down the pipeline. And so this is exactly what DC did. They did an entire, it's like 8 or 9 hour stream. They had like custom backgrounds that, they had everybody green screened on, and all that kind of stuff. And they did a bunch of different panels throughout the span of like 8 or 9 hours. They were all pre-recorded, so that they could edit and make things snappy. And just did this huge stream of like a bunch of different panels talking about different movies and TV shows and games that the DC fans are into. And so Saturday I pretty much followed that most of the day. Started off with the Wonder Woman 1984 panel, which looks great. I'm interested in seeing it. Just put it out. Which apparently it is coming out in October. I know they've kind of...
I missed. Is it straight to... I almost said straight to DVD. Is it straight to streaming or
straight
is
to
it
ABC
a theater?
Family?
No, they're pushing it in theaters. This one they
Okay.
want to push it into movie theaters.
Okay.
Which is why they've had to push the date back a few times.
Right.
Even before COVID happened, they pushed the date back. But especially after COVID, they've had to push it a couple of times. But they're sticking with October right now. The movie looks fun. I enjoyed the first Wonder Woman movie.
I did too.
First time we actually got to really see the actual villain or one of the villains in the movie.
It has to. I hope it's just one of the villains because they showed a lot of Cheetah. A lot.
Well, Pedro
I was like,
Pascal.
geez, give it away.
Pedro Pascal, he plays Maxwell Lord in this movie. He's one of the villains in the movie.
Is he the one that's behind the president's podium?
Yeah.
The White House podium, whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the villains, and then Cheetah.
I figured that person, and then Cheetah, of course.
Yeah, and Cheetah's one of Wonder Woman's many, arch nemesis.
Yeah.
Nemesis or whatever.
Nemesi.
Yes.
A murder of nemesis.
Murder. Nemesi.
Movie looks great. I'm excited to see it. Just can't wait till it actually comes out.
Yes, movies need to come out. Like, stop it. Stop holding it off. Just throw it on VOD. You're going to get a ton of money if you like this whole COVID thing. They're like, oh, let's just wait till it's over. It's not going to be over until next year. So if you feel like you want to hold on to those movies, then fine. But
yeah.
Stop saying they're coming to theaters.
I feel like the last 3 months of the year.
Them.
I feel like the last 3 months of the year is going to be like movie. Like there's be like we got to get these out for like awards and stuff at the end of the year. I don't think they're going to push very many of these to 2021 anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've delayed Tenet for like I don't know how many times have they delayed that. Oh, it's coming out next Friday. Oh, just kidding. The following Friday. Oh, just kidding. It's next month. It's 2 months from now. It's coming out in September.
Well, now it's being released internationally before it even comes here. So, which is kind of weird, but
I'll let you guys know how it is.
Yeah. It's kind of a testament to where America is in terms of their, making sure that people do their part in terms of minimizing the threat of COVID. But anyway, so yeah, I'm excited for Wonder Woman 84 to come out. Then the next major announcement that I paid attention to, WB Games has been teasing this game for months and months and months. It has long been rumored. Little things have come out here and there, and they finally said something about it. So they revealed the newest Batman-themed game that they are working on. Now, this is WB Games. We'll talk about Rocksteady later. But WB Games Montreal put out the trailer for a game called Gotham Knights. And so my initial reaction to this is, if you watch the trailer, first 20 seconds of the trailer is like, Batman's dead. Crap.
Yeah, he did that whole old protocol back in Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Yep. Blew it
well,
all
this one is not tied to the Arkham one.
Yeah,
now,
I was wondering about that because he did not look right. I was like, that's not the same Bruce Wayne.
Suicide Squad, which we'll talk about in a little bit, is tied to the Arkham-verse, but this one is not. This is completely on its own.
I'm glad you're talking about this, not me.
And yeah, anybody else feel free to chime in when, as I'm talking.
Ronnie, yeah, chime in whenever you can.
Go for it.
Ronnie will be right in there.
Yeah, ever since I saw Superman, I'm done with DC.
Okay.
Only once,
I suppose.
Shame on Superman.
Yeah, so they announced Gotham Knights. Yeah, first 20 seconds of the trailer, Batman's dead. He's been killed in some sort of explosion in Gotham City, and so the rest
but didn't he die in Arkham Knight? Spoilers for those who haven't played it.
Well,
this is a story of how Batman died.
Well, again, not tied to the Arkhamverse. But yeah, so obviously Batman is supposedly dead, and so the Bat family kind of has to step up and take his place. The Bat family being Robin. I'm assuming it's Tim Drake Robin, Batgirl.
Not the Chris O'Donnell Robin?
No, not the Chris O'Donnell Robin. Thank God.
Good.
I'm out.
Good.
And Nightwing, Dick Grayson, and Red Hood, who was Jason Todd, the second Robin.
I think that's what really threw me off, is I felt like Red Hood was kind of like the Rocksteady Red Hood, kind of.
Yeah.
And then the Nightwing one's definitely like the Arkham one. And then, of course, Batgirl is different, and Robin is totally out of left field. Like, he looks like a modern version of the original TV show.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it, if you watch because they not only released a trailer, but also a gameplay, some gameplay footage of it, and you can tell it's very much built off the Arkham engine.
Yeah, definitely.
In terms of the combat and things like that. But I am very excited for it. At first, I was a little bummed out. I was like, oh, you're not playing as Batman. At least
at first you were scared?
No.
You were petrified?
Yes.
Thinking how you'd live without Batman by your side?
And how Superman did you wrong?
I will survive. It'll be fine.
Hey, you will survive.
Ho, ho.
What do you know?
Ho. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. Comes out sometime next year. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's a co-op game.
Yeah,
it's a co-op game.
Yeah, I like that idea.
It's which is weird because you see Batgirl, Red Hood, Nightwing, and Robin.
Four characters.
It's only 2-player co-op,
and it's 2-player co-op. That didn't make
sense.
It's
not 4-player. Why is it? Why would they do that? Why would it be 4-player?
Who knows? Maybe 4 was too much in what they were working with. I don't know.
I guess we'll find out more. Maybe there'll be more characters that they'll DLC content or whatever that you can use. But yeah, it looks very. If you like the Batman Arkham games, this is going to be straight up your alley. This is going to be great to be able to play alongside a buddy. It's going to be good.
Yep, for sure. But next thing I saw, and like I said, I'm not going through every panel, but just the major ones of note, was they did a panel for the Snyder Cut of Justice League.
Now that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, like, why did
what are you shaking your head for, Lucas? Why are you like the Justice League movie was bad?
Oh, knowing the original.
If this one is worse, no, you listen.
No, you listen. No, nothing could be worse than the Justice League original movie. But the darker tone.
The original movie?
Or the original Justice League. That's terrible. It's a terrible.
It was bad.
Terrible
movie. It was really.
No, I don't think this is going to be bad. It's just I'm just shaking my head because like it's so Snyder. Like the whole darker tone, the drunken hallelujah chorus that was played through the trailer.
Well, that's Leonard Cohen. He just sings like that.
I mean,
I can't say I'm a huge fan of Leonard Cohen, but
no, I can't say I am either. And to me, I was like, is that like a meta thing to do? Like to say hallelujah, the Messiah Snyder has finally been able to give his cut of the Justice League. Like that's what it kind of felt like.
He used
I wasn't
that song
really
in
impressed.
Watchmen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it's kind of like a you demanded this, hallelujah, it's coming kind of thing. Which I'm very interested. I'm very intrigued. Based on because like the one we got in theaters, only about a quarter of that movie was what Zack Snyder shot.
Right.
The rest was all.
There's a lot. There was a lot of new stuff I saw in the trailer. Even I was like, "Whoa, that definitely was not in the theater."
Yep.
There was a lot of stuff.
There's lots of stuff there.
And the way they're releasing it is going to be different. It's not going to be one movie. It's going to be 4 1-hour parts.
Yep.
Yeah.
So whatever that means, if that means they're going to be one hour and then next week another hour, that's going to be weird.
Yeah.
But 4 more hours of the original Snyder Cut, I am in. I want to see the original vision because the original vision of this movie looked way better than the way Joss Whedon messed it all up.
Yeah.
Yep.
It just looked like because he came in midway and he's like, "All right, this is my vision. I got to do all this other stuff," and it kind of fell apart. Since when that happened. So it's going to be cool to see what the original vision was. Whether that's going to be a good movie or not is still yet to be decided. But I mean, it really can't be any worse than the Justice League movie as it was.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm just glad that he's able to do it after so long of these people like petitioning and campaigning. Like, they went like to the nth degree campaigning for this, like banners in Times Square and Comic-Con and things like that. And there's actually been a lot of good that's come out of this because they've actually been able to raise awareness and support like monetarily there's a particular organization that's for suicide prevention and things like that, which if you know about Zack Snyder, his daughter committed suicide and that's the reason he had to step away from directing.
Which is a very, very good reason to step away from this. And him being able to have the ability to come back and say, "Hey, I'm going to be able to finish my vision and finish this with what did they say? No reshoots."
Yeah, no reshoots.
So whatever he had is the way it's going to be, and that's going to be 4 hours of it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is we're going to see Iris, which is Barry's girlfriend, wife, whatever it is during this movie.
Yep.
So that's cool. We're going to get to see the black suit Superman. We're going to see Superman meet I think Alfred. It's just some of the things I read about the differences between what the Justice League is and what the Justice League is going to be. Just sounds just so much better.
Yeah.
For a movie.
Sure. Absolutely. So I'm looking forward to it and seeing how it works out. But and then I think after that was one I think Ronnie would be interested in for sure, and that was the Black Adam panel. Obviously, Dwayne Johnson kind of led this panel. They introduced some concept art for the actual movie. Obviously, again, because of COVID, haven't been able to shoot anything yet. But there's a lot of
theaters.
There's a lot of concept art.
He narrated a nice little trailer, animated trailer introduction to his story.
Yeah,
that was cool.
It wasn't animated, was it?
Well, it was like motion graphics, basically.
Yeah, it wasn't live action.
Crazy.
It was
the motion graphics, like the original, like Easter bunnies coming to town.
No.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Exactly.
That would have been amazing, but no.
That would have been awesome.
But they made some announcements. They're actually bringing it's a group called the JSA, the Justice Society of America.
I'm not too familiar with that. What is that? Is that different from Justice League?
Yeah, it's basically a B team of Justice League kind of.
Oh yeah, I don't follow the minor leagues.
It's like X-Men versus X-Force.
Yeah,
but doesn't X-Force have Deadpool?
Yeah. But Deadpool's way cooler in the movies than he is in the comics.
But
that's because we got Ryan Reynolds.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, they have a couple of sort of slightly heavy hitters in the fact that they're going to have Hawkman. Excuse me. Hawkman.
Oh, Hawkman. I'm like, Hawkman?
Not Hawkman, no.
It's like Hawk and Water Man put together.
And Dr. Fate, which those are pretty cool. Lesser known, but pretty cool characters.
They're the Injustice games, so I know who they are. But
sounds
like a lineup for Suicide Squad reboot.
Don't even get into the Suicide Squad.
Polka Dot Man.
Don't talk about it. That's not one of the top hitters, Mark. Don't even talk about it.
What about there's a gopher, a ferret? What is that?
Weasel.
Ferret Man?
Weasel Man. Yeah. He's like the
Weasel
Rocket
Man.
Raccoon
Literally
of
just called
Suicide Squad.
I said don't
I
talk
saw
about
Weasel Man.
Suicide Squad.
Weaselman. Fred Weaselman.
It's Wesselman.
Listen, that Suicide Squad movie already looks better than the first one. I'm just saying, because it's designed.
Okay, so we were talking about nothing can be worse than the Justice League movie. I don't know, man. The way they're talking about the Suicide Squad movie, and they're bringing in like 400 characters into this game.
It's easily 400.
It was a lot. It was a lot. Like, how am I going to figure this out? Like, man, give me a
doesn't work for
just
a movie.
Like 5 or 6 just like core people in the Suicide Squad. Like, so what is Polka Man gonna do? Just like come in and get shot and then die, and then he was in the movie.
That's what we hope.
His polka dots actually do stuff. You know that, right?
I'm so scared.
Not the
dots.
Dizzy from these polka dots.
He's actually going to get
his
out the frozen,
polka dots are actually like
dots.
technology. Like he's actually able to like one he's able to shoot out and actually ride it. One he's able to
ride his polka dots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, spoilers.
Oh
wow.
Man! All right.
So I can see how this is going to go. So I'm going to steer right out of this.
Polka dot riding man. Nice.
But anyway. Yeah, they're supposed to be ridiculous. That's the point. It's like
what do you say?
Like I'm putting together a Suicide Squad. Hey, you know who we need? It's Polka Dot Man.
Hey, they're expendable.
We need cement shoes, man.
Hey, at least they didn't get Condiment King. Just saying.
I was disappointed not to see him. I loved him in the Lego games.
But anyway, awesome. Moving on. Yeah, so Black Adam looks great from what I've seen of it. The Rock looks super excited to be doing it. And can't wait for them to finally film it for sure. And then moving on to the Suicide Squad video game, which is the other big video game announcement from Rocksteady, which they are the makers of the Arkham games. And this video game is specifically set in this Arkham universe. But yeah, this is the new Rocksteady game that they've been working on. They've been keeping hush hush for a long time, and it is called Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. Which
evil Superman.
Another evil Superman, though.
Yep, just like that
Injustice.
video game. Yes.
Injustice.
Yeah, but this one's mind controlled, so that's the difference.
I really hope that there comes a point in the game where he's no longer controlled by Brainiac and you can play as him.
That would be great.
I would love that.
And then you fly through rings, a bunch of rings throughout the city.
It's coming out soon. Though. We'll be able to play it soon. In 2022.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that the best?
Really? We're going to give you a date 40 years from now. It's coming out. It's like, come on, guys. Like, if I know we've been clamoring like, hey, just show the thing. Show it. And then they show just a CG trailer. No gameplay, just the Suicide Squad people just on a rooftop.
Yep, hanging out,
then,
shooting folks in the face.
Suicide Squad 2022. And that's when I threw my TV out the window.
Fake news.
It's like, well, yeah, fake news, obviously. But that's what I wanted it to do. It's like, I'm so excited for this. And because Superman is in a game again, and that's what I want. But 2022, jeez. But I was talking, I think I was talking with... maybe it was Gib or I can't remember who I was talking to, but it was maybe it was you, Mark. There was 3 games coming out that are like this. Mm-hmm. You know, we got Avengers that's coming out next week, and then we got Gotham Knights that's coming out next year, and then we have Suicide Squad coming out the following year. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, space those types of open world, co-op superhero games.
Yep.
Together, if they all came out like boom, 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 one would get lost, and because one would feel like it's better than the other, and I wouldn't be, because I want to play all 3 of these games for sure. And I want to be able to do this because all 3 of these games seem like they're going to be, you have to put some hours into them.
Yeah.
So
yep.
So when they said 2022, I went outside and to the driveway, grabbed my TV, put it back up because I felt like it was okay. I like how they spaced it out.
But yeah, so I'm super excited about that game. And for me, the finishing touch on the day and my favorite part of this whole Fandome experience was they finally showed some footage for the Batman, the 2021 movie coming out with Robert Pattinson, and I can see Patrick shaking his head and just smiling because
I know I want this movie to be good, and I'm still trying to hold my opinions on this because I still don't think Robert Pattinson can do it. But then again, I never thought that Heath Ledger could do Joker, so. That's always in the back of my mind. I can't judge this movie before it's even out. It's not. I don't even think it's finished filming yet.
No, they've only filmed about a quarter of the movie. They had to stop because of COVID.
This to me, this trailer did nothing for me. Absolutely nothing.
Well, that's a disappointment because it did.
I'm disappointed in myself because it's a new Batman movie. I want to see another Batman. But it's just with them not finished filming and it being more of a teaser than a trailer, it really didn't do anything for me.
Gotcha. And that's fine, but it did everything for me. Because I was very concerned when Robert Pattinson was cast as Bruce Wayne and Batman. Considering my very limited, at first, knowledge of what he's been in. Now, he's been in a lot of movies since that stupid, sparkly vampire movie. And
all those movies we've seen.
What's that?
All the movies we've seen.
Well,
is there another movie you've seen?
There's a lot of different movies. I don't know the names at the moment. But he's been in a lot of movies, and that have gotten a lot of critical acclaim. For example, The Lighthouse. He was very good in that.
Two DC guys just thrashing each other here.
No, I don't have to do anything. I was ready to be the counter of stuff, but all right, Patrick's got it covered.
I was going to make a comment about how Marvel is better, but you guys are just tearing it down yourselves. I mean, just
Marvel guys are over here just like, well, I guess we'll just hang out.
Yeah, I know. Marvel's over here like, yeah, we're good. We're good.
I do want to throw in real quick.
DC just messing it up.
I want to throw in a positive. I like the raw, violent Batman that they're throwing at us with Pattinson. I am vengeance, and how he goes nuts. Now, I will say, I feel like he's kind of demonstrating more of a year one Batman, a rawer Batman. It's supposed to be year two
Batman.
He's year two, but it felt like a year one Batman. Like, I have no control over myself. I just want to take down the bad guys. But
yeah,
I like the Batman look. Bruce Wayne,
Batman
I'll hold
suit.
Off. Batman look.
The Batman suit is legit.
Yeah.
You're right. It is legit. His car is year one Batman. Like it looks like a Dodge Charger with.
It's a Dodge Stratus.
I don't know. It looks like something Dom would drive in Fast and Furious.
Oh man, here we go again.
It's all about family.
Well, again, so it's early days Batman. He's not gonna just beef everything up in the span of a year.
Yeah.
So
it's an RPG. He's got to level up.
Yeah.
He's got to be able to get gear and equip it.
So, but yeah, I love the very gritty noir take that they're doing for this. This is very much supposed to be playing up the detective element of Batman. It's supposed to be like one of those like crime thriller type movies, and the aesthetic of it looks great. I'm interested to see, Paul Dano's Riddler. This is obviously going to be like a very serial killer like.
He's gonna be wrapped in
Riddler.
duct tape.
It's not going to be like your Jim Carrey question marks all
Covered
over
in
his
green.
suit kind of thing.
Yeah.
So very much a darker take. And honestly, everybody complains like, why are they doing it so dark and gritty? It's Batman. It's supposed to be dark and gritty. That is literally what he is. I mean,
look at what Heath Ledger did. Why wouldn't they want to go dark again?
Yeah, like that has been, other than like the campy '60s stuff and like Silver Age Batman.
And
that is what
Schumacher's Batman.
has been. What's
Or
that?
not, was it Schumacher? Who was the one
Not
that
Schumacher,
brightened it up?
Burton.
Did Burton brighten it up?
Schumacher.
Yeah.
Joel Schumacher did.
Yeah.
With Batman
Yeah,
Forever and Batman and Robin.
he brightened it up big time. It was like, whoa, easy, dude. That's a little too much neon.
Well, that's because the toy companies were afraid, like especially after they tried to market with Happy Meals, they tried to market Batman Returns and how disturbing that movie is. They're like, no, we can't go this way anymore.
Yeah, and I definitely got those vibes from it, like Batman Returns, the original Batman of '88. I definitely got those dark vibes from it.
But
the Penguin was dark.
Yeah,
if you go all the way back to villains, like
that's the other
bite
thing
somebody's
that blew
ear
me
off or something in that movie.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
he was awesome. He was an awesome Penguin, man.
That's the other thing that blew me away was the fact in this trailer, Colin Farrell is in this trailer.
It did not look like Colin Farrell.
Wait, who's Colin Farrell? I didn't see
the
him.
Penguin.
Colin Farrell is the Penguin. And you know that guy that's like the fatter looking guy in the rain and
driving
he's
the car,
like driving away from Batman. He's like, this guy's crazy. Yeah, that's Colin Farrell.
How? What?
It's crazy. And doesn't even look like him.
I got my fake news stamp right now, and I how?
You can say it all you want. It's real.
It didn't. Oh, that's crazy. I believe you, but dang, that did not look like him.
Yeah, and so he looks like the more modern take on the Penguin, and so I'm already liking that. But
Catwoman
I'm digging the vibe. I'm digging the aesthetic. Let's just go ahead and throw it out there because I know we're going to talk about it anyway. I don't understand why they made his hairstyle the way that it is. I don't know why they want to go with like emo Peter Parker style haircut.
Yeah,
because of course
he definitely was throwing that vibe.
But at least he's not dancing around in a night.
Yeah, you're a liar.
That's a lie,
Fake news.
You know it.
I saw that and I immediately. That looks like it's It's Spider-Man 3.
Yep.
But
Tobey Maguire.
If he even dances in the movie, I'm walking out of my living room or theater or whatever,
I don't think
wherever
we're going
I
that
watch
far.
this. So help me.
I'm sorry, you can't. I know the look is there, but like there's no way that it would even come close. But anyway, it's the look they're going with. Hopefully he'll cut his hair later on in the movie or in a future sequel. But overall, like, and that final scene where he's like approaching that gang, and he literally just bludgeons the crap out of that guy, and like that's what we want. That's what we want in Batman, and so that's what convinced me that Pattinson is able to take it on. He's able to make it look right. He doesn't look stupid in the costume. The suit, he doesn't look like super skinny, and there have been different forms of Batman. Like younger Batman typically is a more slender looking Batman, whereas older Batman, he's bulked up over the years. So he fits, and so I'm very excited for it, and I think in the hands of Matt Reeves, he's just going for the gritty noir detective take, which we've gotten in like little bits and pieces before in previous Batman movies, but I don't think we've leaned so heavily into it. No, overall, I'm ready to see more. I'm ready to see what else they're gonna film with it. So,
yep.
But all that to say, I think, in my opinion, DC did a great job with this. They were able to, hit things right out of the gate. There weren't any issues with the stream or anything really. And to me, I think this is an upswing for them. So
I will say, as a Marvel guy, I am intrigued by some of it. Some of it I'm not intrigued at all, but I'm happy that you're happy on some of those things. But with the Batman, I am definitely intrigued. I feel like I need to see more of how, because in terms of the trailer, you don't really get to see whatsoever what Bruce Wayne is like. What Robert Pattinson does as Bruce Wayne. He makes like scared faces, or he jumps, but at least at Batman we got to see that. I think he'll be able to hold his own as Batman, and so I'm definitely intrigued about that.
But yeah, that's it for me on Fandome for sure.
Cool. Well, I guess after
Lucas, have you gone yet?
No.
How was your week?
Oh man, my week. I'm gonna institute my old segment I introduced with Gabe Patillo. I'm getting too old for this stuff. I had a very up and down sort of week for sure. It started out last week where I finally was going to be on my own for a few days, and I quickly realized when I was home alone with no family, it was just like I need a calendar. I need an agenda. I was just like trying to find my footing. I don't know how else to call it.
You need somebody like to zap you.
Yeah,
you wonder.
And just be like, hey, it's time to work. It's time to. I mean, I feel like the first day I was just like, I'm free. I'm by myself again. I can like just breathe easy and not have to worry about, okay, what are we doing with it? Like for lunch, I could just eat whatever. Like my favorite thing to do for lunch is to go to the refrigerator and be like, oh, this needs to be eaten. Oh, this is about to expire. I'll eat this. Like I'm like Joey from Friends. I'm just like,
you just start
grab
eating
whatever.
While the door's still open.
Exactly. With the door open, I just grab the carton, drink out of it. But no, when the family's home, you got to cook a meal. You got to make it nice and present it on, I'm just like getting out a paper towel and like putting mashed potatoes on it and just eating it out of the paper towel.
Cheetos.
Cheetos, mixing it in with the mashed potatoes. It's like, oh, this goes together. Sprinkle some Doritos.
Never had this before.
Yeah. So it's just the freedom. I quickly learned that it was too much freedom, and I'm like, okay, I gotta rein this in. So I spent a little bit of time making a calendar for myself, and no sooner had I finalized a calendar for my work week. Now I was thorough. Like I had like an A and B day. I didn't make like a Monday through Friday because I knew that it's got to be ready. So I made like an A and B day. I made a half like office day, and then I made a family day, like when my family's at home. And so I made those 4 days to kind of like pick which one I was going to do each day. And no sooner had I finalized that than all of a sudden I get a message from my wife saying, hey, just so you know, someone might have COVID at PACA, at the school. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Because I knew as soon as she said there's a possible case, everybody's going home. Like, the family's coming home, and they're not going back till they figure out what's going on. And so this was Thursday at like 11 o'clock. I was already at the church, so I finished out my day at the church. And then we found out Friday or Saturday that it was not COVID. And I was like, whew, dodged a bullet on that one. Mm-hmm. Now, I will say that the social distancing and the things they're doing at the school is definitely not that great, but they have so few kids. Like, they have like a dozen kids, because all it is staff, teachers, and their kids. That's it. And they split them up between like, I think it's like second grade, first grade and below, and then second to fifth grade, and that's it. So there's not a whole bunch of kids. They don't do a lot of social distancing, but there's not a lot of them, and everybody's doing pretty well. And so after that, I was like, okay, we'll get back to Monday. Monday will get back on track. In the midst of getting to Monday, my wife's phone breaks, and it's the screen to where she can only see the upper quarter of the screen. Ooh. So she can see the time. She can see the signal of the phone. She can type if she's got the letters memorized or she guesses correctly. But if she tries to type something, it usually turns out to be gibberish till she figures out. It'll autocorrect some things, but it's not working. But it was too late.
Basically, it's a watch now.
Yes, it's become a watch, and she can
pocket watch.
She can some of her texting apps and some of the things she can like siphon through her iPad. So she's been using that, but we have to get that replaced. So that's going to be a fun adventure this week to try to figure that out, because we've actually never bought any phones in Brazil. We've bought all of our phones in the U.S. and then brought them back unlocked. And so getting into that is not going to be fun, but we'll figure it out this week. But then after that, Monday came, and I was like, okay, I got my calendar. I got a full work week. I'm going to be able to get at it. And the family goes out to the car. I go to see them off, and the car won't start at all.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Like, I've been building up to like just some normalcy. I need some office time. I need some me time to work and focus, etc. And
the independent you just melted.
Oh, I just gave up. I gave up on the day. It was awful. Like, it was like the worst Monday. It felt like the worst Monday ever. So the car won't start. And now dial back just a second. On Saturday, it did the same thing. And because I was going grocery shopping, and I tried to start it. It wouldn't start. I laid my hands on it, prayed, and just gave it a second, and it started. And I was like, sweet.
What?
We're good. This has happened multiple times, Patrick.
Starting up
I am the car whisperer.
That's your new...
I'm the car whisperer.
Sorcerer.
I can't tell you how many times in Brazil I've laid hands on my car when it wouldn't start, and it started, and it did it again. And so a Monday came, and I was like, crap.
You should open up a shop.
Yeah. I'll pray for your car. $10 a prayer.
You're like the car healer.
Yeah. I've got holy oil. It's like it's like actual oil. It's been prayed over by me. So that happened on Saturday, and it started and I had a feeling it had to do with a cold, because it's been a little colder. And when I say cold, it's been like 50 degrees, like most mornings. And so Monday hits, the car doesn't start. I'm like, okay, it's just because it's cold. And we can't get it to start. Like, we try for like 10, 15 minutes, it won't start. And I'm like, well, I'm going to have to get this taken care of. You guys just stay home and work from home and all that stuff. And I'm like asking people around. The place where I bought it from doesn't open till 10. And I wasn't sure if we were still under the warranty for the engine. So I was like, I'm going to pretend like the warranty's still good and then see if he says anything. So I wait till 10 o'clock. And I send the guy a message, and he's like, yeah, you need to get that checked out, but your warranty's already passed. And I'm like, dang it. So the next step is then talk to my friend who's a mechanic. And my mechanic friend says, hey, the kind of car you have is called a Flex. And I don't know if these are popular in the U.S., but in Brazil, we have a very popular type of vehicle called a Flex vehicle, where you can do gasoline and ethanol, and you can switch back and forth. The engine is made to handle both types of fuel. And so If you want to go the econo route and go with ethanol, you can. If not, then you can go with the gasoline and it's fine. And so with those cars, when you use ethanol, the only downside to ethanol, well, one of the downsides to ethanol is that when it gets cold, it doesn't have enough to it to get your car started. You need a little bit of gasoline in your tank to give it that extra little jump. And that's called
or a prayer.
Or a prayer, in my case. Which the prayer didn't work on Monday. Actually, now that I think about it, I didn't pray on Monday. I got too angry, and I was like, oh, no. So, yeah.
Yeah, the Joe Pesci cuss from Home Alone.
I'd rather not say. And so, so I was like, okay, we'll take it to the gas station. We'll get it towed to the gas station. Well, after I talked to my mechanic friend, I went down, and that sucker started right up. Like nothing was wrong. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Now it was hotter, like the sun had come out, warmed up. And so I don't know, man. We filled it up with gasoline. We're hoping that it's going to start tomorrow. So we took it to the gas station to check out the reserve where you're supposed to put the extra gasoline. There's no reserve. So it's got this flex tank, but it's got nowhere to put gasoline to help when you put ethanol in. So we're just going to have to use gasoline when it's cold and just not use ethanol anymore. So here's praying and hoping that's all it was, and it's going to start tomorrow, and I can continue my calendar work life tomorrow. But yeah, all right. I'm getting too old for this stuff, guys. It literally ruined my day. Like I was worthless. I was in a bad mood. I felt like I totally felt like my dad. Like when he gets his routine interrupted, my dad has like a nightly routine. I don't know if your dads have this or you guys have this. When you get ready for bed at night to go to sleep, my dad has a routine, and if my mom or someone interrupts it, he gets ticked. Like he gets in a grumpy mood, and he's like, oh, I got to start the routine all over again. He has a morning routine and a night routine, and I felt like my dad today. It was awful. Besides the adulting stuff, Disney Plus not coming to Brazil in September, and I cannot be more disappointed.
Coming to theaters in September?
Yeah, it's coming to theaters. You have to go to the theater to get it. No, Mindy got an email this weekend. It said, coming in November. And I'm like, fake news. I was told September. I am so ticked right now. I have to use Swisher Plus for the next 2 months until November comes. So that was a little bit of a bummer. So to celebrate Swisher Plus, we watched Knives Out. I don't know if you guys have seen that old chestnut. Yeah. That is an old school mystery thriller if I've ever seen one in a while. Yeah. It was so fun. Good. Such a fun movie, and just had you guessing the whole time, and really enjoyed it. Mindy and I watched it, of course, not with the kids. It was a good one. Besides that, we did watch Beauty and the Beast, and that was the classic, which is a good one. And love the music in that one, and we watched it, of course, Swisher Plus. And that's what made me think of Disney Plus and how disappointed I am it's not coming to Brazil.
Not to rub November. It in or anything, but I'm pretty sure I got a notification this week from Disney Plus that Beauty and the Beast is now on Disney Plus, like the 2017 version.
I'm shaking my head at you.
You're being judged so hard right now.
Yeah.
You should sell Swisher Plus in your mechanic shop.
I should.
Just be a whole pirate.
I'll pray for you, and I'll give you Swisher
and
Plus.
I'll steal for you
for a small fee monthly.
I will pirate for you for a small fee, $100.
Your daughter can set up her
pencil cases. You guys, I gotta write this down. Hold on, give me 1 second.
You guys could own Brazil in like 2 months.
Own Brazil. And once I buy Brazil, the first thing I'm gonna do, plant some grass.
There you go. Perfect.
That's what I'm going to do when I rule
Giving
Brazil.
back.
That's right.
I'm no scientist, but I don't know if it'll grow.
Yeah, you might be right. What if I pray? You think if I apply my carpeting
you just put your hands on the ground?
Just put your hands on the dirt. Pray every day.
He'll come out to a lush lawn in the morning.
No, what'll happen is like a week later there'll be grassy handprints, and that's it. There'll be no grassy handprints.
You gotta touch every space on the lawn.
And God's like, I answered the prayer. I just didn't get the other parts, buddy. You better get to work. Yeah, I'm not up for that. No, thank you. On the gaming front, I'm still in Act 2 of Ghost of Tsushima.
Same.
I feel like there's like 50 side missions, and it's never ending. I still really am enjoying the game, but seriously, folks, how did they pack? So I don't even know how Patrick got through this game in a week. Like, I mean,
it's because of the fast travel.
Nerd.
Yeah, nerd. Yeah, I guess it's. I mean, the fast travel is incredible, but man, there are so many things to do. Like, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It's all fun too.
Also, I am terrible at standoffs. I don't know how you guys were at standoffs. The hardest trophy in the game for me so far has been that hit 5 dudes in a standoff successfully, and it took me at least a dozen tries. I reloaded my save. I got so frustrated. I would get to a fort or something and be like, standoff, and then they would fake me out. I learned, pro tip, if any of you out there are bad at standoffs, watch the feet.
The feet.
The feet don't
100%.
lie. Once I figured out the feet, that's it. I just watched their feet, and as soon as their feet moved, I hit them, and then I got it.
Just like basketball.
Just
always watch their feet.
Just like it. That's what I used all the time. Feet watching when I played basketball.
In soccer, always watch their feet.
Yep.
Sounds like you're saying always wash their feet.
In shuffleboard,
always
watch their feet.
Always wash their feet.
Always wash those feet.
Always wash them.
And then the last thing I'll say, Dead Cells. I'm on the last stage of the journey. You guys will be so surprised to hear the last stage. And I think after I finish this stage, I'm going to take a break from Dead Cells. But
I don't believe you.
I'm about to unlock the last outfit, and I will have collected every single weapon, power, outfit, hat, pants in the game that you can get. All I have left,
skins.
5 BC, the last difficulty, to beat it legitimately. No safe scumming, no custom matches or game modes or whatever. I'm going to do it for reals. And I'm going to start streaming it next week, next Monday, as long as my car starts and I can ship my family off to their school. Yeah. So, the last thing I wanted to say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you guys at Wiffle Ball?
I'm pretty good.
Better than I am at actual baseball.
I'm gonna go 4.
Oh, we have to give a number.
Sports.
Yeah, scale of 1 to 10.
Probably 7.
Patrick, you got a number?
Oh, yeah, 8.
I'm gonna go with, if it's a skinny bat, 5. If it's the fat bat, I'm a 10 all the way.
Yeah, we had this. We had the skinny yellow bat, and
That's
then we had
not
the
even
Ken
real.
Griffey Jr. bat, which
Still
was
Wiffle Ball.
fat black
Man, we
one.
had one of those too growing up. That was the best bat ever.
Yeah, it was.
You could hit tennis balls with that bat.
It was thick.
Yeah, it was awesome. Did you do the actual Ken Griffey batting stance and everything when you were up there?
You had to.
Oh yeah, that's the standard
No
thing.
choice.
You have to.
Hey, yeah,
It's like all of a sudden you are Ken Griffey.
you
Jr.
are
when
Ken
have
Griffey
that bat
Jr.
in your
as
hands.
soon as you touch that bat. That's
I don't watch baseball anymore. Do the players have those kind of signature stances like they had back in the 80s,
Everybody's
90s?
Oh yeah, for sure.
But is it
completely different?
Is it as cool as it
Oh
was
no,
back
there's
in the
no
day?
Nomar Garcia Parra or Julio Franco.
Who was the dude with Atlanta Braves that would lean it down?
Chipper Jones?
Yeah, Chipper Jones. I loved his
No,
stance.
Cal Ripken did that. Cal Ripken
Did
just
Cal
had
Ripken do that
this-
too?
Yep. Yeah.
That was
You're
my
supposed to be
favorite
able to get the
stance.
bat around faster, basically, if you have it at a lower spot like that.
Gary Sheffield, just watching him already hurts my forearms. Just watching him, just like, do you remember his batting stance?
Yeah, do you remember his forearms? They were as big around as my body.
Yeah, as big as my thighs. That's how big they were.
Yeah, man, those forearms. Let me tell you.
Those 24-inch pythons.
So,
Hulk Hogan up there.
There are players with completely different batting stances, and some are cooler than others. Like Pat, this is only going to apply to you, but have you ever seen a Keno bat? He's basically standing with 2 feet, facing the pitcher. You can see the whole front of him. And
I haven't noticed
How does
that.
that work?
He's standing there facing the pitcher almost, and he has the bat. You can read the front of his jersey.
Oh,
and then
I've
he takes
seen
a
that
step
kind
in
of
and
stance.
comes all the way around.
Yeah, I have seen that stance before. That's a crazy
Yeah.
stance.
Some of them are cool. You could probably imitate Joey Votto. You just have to squat completely level with the ground.
Do you remember Hal Morris? Hal Morris has
do.
the most ridiculous one. He
Yeah,
would stand
it was
all the way at the edge of the batter's box, and when the pitcher threw, he would like little baby step, a few steps towards the ball, and then swing.
My favorite is when the
It
players.
is the weirdest stance ever.
My favorite is when the players are just standing there and the bat's just laying on their shoulders. Yeah, go ahead and throw it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I dare you.
Moustakis is like that, by the way. He's just standing there, yeah, you go ahead and throw one over here. Well, that's we don't have time to get into baseball talk.
That's all we got to say about stances. Baseball, wiffle ball stances. I'm going to start
And
that
that's
up.
our stance on that.
That's our.
Hey!
Hey!
All right, folks. Well, that's all for this wiffle ball chat, and update, mega update on life.
Mega updates on Wiffle Ball.
That's all we got. That was our topic. It snuck right by you. You had no idea what was coming at you until it came and went. If you would like to connect with us beyond listening, as I mentioned at the very top of the show, follow and chat with us on Twitter at the GMG Podcast or the old Discord. Links in our Twitter profile or in the show notes. We also do old school. Yeah, one of those words. You picked which phrase you like the best, Patrick, and edit out the rest.
You pick what kind of old stuff we're doing.
Email. We got email, thegoodmorningguys, spell it out, at gmail.com. And if you want, give us a call at 929. What is it again? Patrick?
Why was that so slow for you to say that? What? Are you okay?
I think he was going to call on me, but he knew I was going to destroy it.
I just knew you screwed up.
929wiffleballleague.com.
Yes.
Money.
You heard that right, folks. 929 GMG guys. Leave a message, ask a question, and simply let your voice be heard. And that's all that should be heard because we don't have any music for the GMG music playlist on any.
That is correct.
On Spotify and Apple Music that any and all can hear. We have 250 songs
down the hill like Chris Farley. Oh my goodness!
In a van, and soon I'm gonna hit that van by the river, and I'm gonna be like, "Chewy, we're home."
We just went over a waterfall.
It's the only way to do it. All right.
Don't go chasing him though.
Besides that fake list that we have nothing to add to. Not nothing to add to.
What is
Pause
happening?
the show. Pause the show,
blah, 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 blah. We also have the GMG video game top 100 that we are slowly building. We will rank and reveal a full list on episode 125 after some very scientific voting that we'll do in preparation for that episode. So we need to add some more games to that list. So Patrick, Ronnie, Mark, and myself, what games do we have to add to the list?
Broforce.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
I knew that was coming.
But come on, man. Give us the Broforce. Okay?
I'm going to say Power Rangers Beats of Power. It is a fan-made game. It's not the only way you can do it is get it on the PC. I don't know if you can get it on Apple, but yeah, I love that game.
Nice. Mark?
Nice.
That sounds like a crap game, to be honest.
If you're not into Power Rangers, yeah, probably.
Yep, I was right.
It's the Long John Silvers of video games.
Silver's of video games.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be around when he drinks that Long John Silver shake, though.
I am.
Forget
I'm going to be cheering
that.
him on.
That's going to be the grossest thing ever.
If we get 50 reviews by the end of September, I'm going to drive over to your house and do it at your house.
Yes.
You're gonna chug it. You're gonna chug it right in front of me.
right in front of you in your living room.
Yeah, you can wear a mask. It's cool.
Mark, you got a game?
Batman Arkham City.
Nice.
I have one slightly related to that. Shovel Knight. Get it?
Nice.
Knight.
I get it.
I know no one will say that game, so I'm definitely throwing it in there.
I never even heard of it.
Yeah, when we rank our top 100, my Power Rangers game and your Shovel Knight game is going to be in the back of the barrel.
I disagree. There are definitely some other games that have already been mentioned.
Back of the barrel?
The back of the barrel? You don't know what you're
bottom
saying.
Of the barrel.
You're as bad as me. You're worse.
It's going to be at the back and the bottom.
You shouldn't diss games you haven't played. All right.
Boy.
All right, Lucas, close the show.
All right. See, then Mark, Pat, and Ronnie J, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners. Go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my gosh, that had to have been the worst ending to our episode ever.
I thought it was
and when I say
best.
when I say
love when this
worst,
happens.
it is also the best.
Yes, I love when this
I
happens.
get it. It's over.
Every third word, you were like,
It's one of those things, man. When you make like one mistake, then you get a little like hypersensitive to it, and then you just continue. It's just a waterfall after that.
I will be honest.
It doesn't help. If you want to be old scale,
it doesn't help that it took an hour
old
and a
scale.
half for me to share my update. I had like nothing. I was like, is it pointless for me to share my update at this point?